afternoon. Welcome back to Homegrown Small Town. I'm Lindsay, as you may know, and I'm sorry to leave anyone hanging in regard to the seed ordering, but I'm back and I wanted to quickly talk to you about the next step on if you're going to order some seeds. It's a pretty basic step, but it does require a little bit of planning. You see, not every plant is created equal as far as growing season in Canada. You see, some plants you can direct sow, which means you put it directly into the soil when it's warm enough and it starts to grow, and you produce something off of that plant before the end of the year. The other option, like a tomato plant, is that you have to plant an already started plant because our growing season isn't long enough to sow that tomato seed in the ground in order to produce the fruit, which is the tomato. So there's the difference. Which one are you going to do for your vegetable seeds this year? So you have your list. Let's go through it. Carrots, direct sow. Beans, direct sow. Peas, direct sow. Greens, depends on the green. Some are direct sow. I like to start them a little bit beforehand. Leeks, not direct. You have to have a plant. Squashes usually are good for direct sow. Herbs, we start ahead of time. Cucumbers, any kind, we can direct sow. Tomatoes, you have to start early. Peppers, you have to start early. Those are some of the other ones. Sets such as onions and potatoes, those seeds go straight in the ground. You do not start them ahead of time. If you have any other questions about any of the other ones that I haven't listed, let me know. But those are the most common ones that you'll come across. So now, for the ones that you are not direct sowing, your peppers, your tomatoes, your herbs, you have to determine what kind of gardener you're going to be. Are you going to be the kind that's going to have those seeds and going to start those plants yourself indoors in probably the end of March, early April, or are you going to purchase them from a greenhouse? Both are great options. The greenhouse is obviously the pricier option, but the most convenient. It takes some finesse in order to start some plants inside, because it takes proper sunlight, something we might not be getting in still the dead of the winter, early spring. But it's not impossible. I love starting seeds indoors because it's a lot cheaper of an option. I'm a little bit frugal. And if I can buy a pack of seeds for $1.99 versus buying a plant for way more than that, I'm going to do that. Now I will go over how to start seeds indoors, but let's continue on with our seed discussion. So one thing I should mention is that when I opened OSC's website today, it said all orders are on hold because they are already at capacity, which is crazy. It's January. This should not happen in January. There should be lots to go around, but that is a pandemic world. So if you are thinking about getting seeds and starting them indoors or even your outdoor seeds, I recommend you doing it now to avoid disappointment like this. Yikes. January 30th and we're out of stock on some stuff already. My mind is blown, but nonetheless. So I've got my list of seeds that I want to purchase. How do I pick which ones are best for me? So I discussed before about making sure to compare prices. So I have two websites up, both Canadian, both I like. And let's start with tomato seeds. I always start my tomato seeds indoors and I will compare price. So tomatoes, I love a good big beef, which is a standard one. And obviously first on the list. Let's get some vegetable seeds here. Right on OSC, we got tomatoes, main season tomatoes. Beefsteak and big beef are pretty much the same thing. All right, so one packet, which is $1.99 in stock from OSC, and basically the same package type. $5.25. So shop around. A lot of websites, one of the reasons so Betsy's is a little bit more expensive, I'm not going to lie, but they are Canadian, which I love. But the other thing I love about them is if you're not an experienced gardener, they have a lot of things, like let's bring up broccoli seed, for example, which is something you would start indoors. They have something where they do Vesey's top pick. Some things are on sale, which are really nice. New, which is fun. But if you're not an experienced gardener, usually if you go with something like a Vessie's Top Pick, it's a safe option. So it's something that's already been proven to have good yields. It's going to be tolerant of certain pests and heat, summer months, as well as diseases. And it's a really nice option if you do not have a favorite variety. A lot of the times I like to see what is one of the popular ones because they kind of done the work for you as far as what's good and what's not good. Now, you can go out of that. I do on certain things, because certain things I've tried and maybe I haven't been great for my my growing area, but that doesn't mean it's not good for yours. So you have to keep track of that stuff, hence the gardening journal. So say I buy gypsy broccoli and it's not very good for my soil that I have at my house. Then I will write in my gardening journal, don't buy gypsy broccoli, try a new variety for 2022. But without writing that down, you'll never know. I had this question this week. Do you have to order your seeds online? Absolutely not. I've noticed that a lot of places that are still open, like big box stores, as well as some smaller grocery stores, do have seeds in stock right now. Look through them, look at the varieties, look on the back. I really do emphasize look on the back of your seed package to see where it's coming from. If it's a standard beefsteak tomato seed that you're looking for, it's a great option to find one just in your local nurseries and different stores around that have seed racks for sale. This is one that I get from OSC. I really like it. It's an heirloom vegetable, GMO free, has a great, nice big fruit on it whenever it does grow. It's just been very successful, a very good one year after year. But you don't have to buy from a seed company online. Look around, shop around. Like I said, there's some big variances between seed prices this year from one company to the next. I kind of had to pick and choose from which company I bought what seeds. And I was very careful about that because I know what I like, but I also don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. And that's what kind of is happening right now if you're not careful. But like I said, you can absolutely buy from a different nursery or a different big box store. A lot of the seeds are pretty much produced in the same area, unless you get from a specialty grower who grows heirloom seeds and like literally harvests the seeds himself, which is very rare and comes at a large price. Normally, I wouldn't be buying my seeds this early, but I was ahead of the ball from some rumors of it going out of stock early again. And I think from the message that I saw on my computer this morning, that's actually pretty accurate, which is scary. So if you have not ordered seeds and you plan on doing it online this year or in a store that's still open and selling them right now, do it. Make your list. Check your seed inventory. Figure out on that list what you're planning on starting indoors, if you plan on doing that, or purchasing from a nursery. You don't need to buy tomato seeds if you plan on buying tomato plants from a nursery. You just don't need to. That's wasteful. And as well, figure out the seeds you're going to direct sow. Some of your root vegetables, your beans and your peas, and don't forget those onion sets if you plan to, and potato seeds. They should be ordered ahead of time too. See, the thing with seeds, and I get this question a lot, is what happens if my seeds are really old? Little fun fact for you, seeds don't expire. So if you have seeds that are 5 years old but have never had moisture and they look dry and they look not moldy, they're likely still good. In fact, a study that I was involved in at the University of Guelph actually showed that seeds that are older have a better germination rate. So don't throw them out. Keep using them. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're bad. It's like a fine wine. Your seeds just get better with time, but keep them high and dry. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. But that's all for today. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll talk to you next time. Get those seeds ordered, pick them up. This is your warning. You don't want to be disappointed come growing season if things are out of stock. Bye.